Dear Chayalim, please find your seats and get ready to join with your fellow soldiers around the world. The rally will begin in 5 minutes.
Testing, testing.
Dear Chayalim, please find your seats and get ready to join with your fellow soldiers around the world. The rally will begin in 2 minutes. Dear Chayalim, please find your seats and get ready to join with your fellow soldiers around the world. The rally will begin in 1 minute.
And welcome everyone, boys and girls from around Australia, to this very special Elul pre-Rosh Hashanah rally. It might be a middle of lockdown, but as we know, we are soldiers of Hshem, and wherever we are placed, that is the mission, as we're going to hear at the end in our incredible story. But first, let us welcome, we're going to start today, of course, with Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah. The entire world is about to be judged. Only tomorrow night, the entire world, every single last creature, from the greatest malach to the tiniest speck of sand, will be judged. What will be of it this year? And it is up to us, the Yiddish people, especially the children. They have the secret power, the strength of the world. Torah, Avodah, Gemilas Chasadim, the three pillars that the whole world stands on. So no matter what they're saying in the news, no matter what they're saying in the street, that is all irrelevant. It is up to us. As we're going to say in the Machzer, Toila Eretz al Belima. The whole land rests on nothing practically, and it is up to us. Of course, the whole world is just suspended in midair, and it's up to us to keep that world strong. It's Hashem's soldiers who are going to accept Hashem as his king and show the world that Hashem is in charge. When we show that Hashem is in charge of us, we make a bracha before we eat. We walk in the streets like a true soldier of Hashem, with sneers, with tzitzis, with yarmulke, and we're proud who we are. Let's begin first by welcoming our corresponding general all the way from New York headquarters, Rabbi Shimi Weinbaum.
Welcome, Chayalim, from around the world. We hope you are ready for this very special year of Shemitah. Chayalim, could you imagine the bitachon of a farmer to stop working in their fields for a full year? Just totally rely on Hashem to survive? It's like having Shabbos for a full year. I know people who unfortunately they feel like they can't take off work for 1 day a week. They feel like they have to work on Shabbos, Rahman al-Islam, in order to survive. How can anyone take off a full year of work? The answer is, it's not our work that gives us our parnasa, our livelihood. It's really Hashem that gives us everything. And in the year of Shemitah, Hashem shows us openly that everything we have comes from Him. And just like on Shabbos, we don't work. Instead, we spend our day davening with extra kavanah and learning extra Torah. And now we do that for a whole year. And by doing this, we show the world that really everything comes from Hashem. This will bring about the time of Yom Shekuloi Shabbos, the time of Mashiach, when we won't have to work anymore for our parnasa, for our livelihood. We can have plenty without working, and we'll be able to dedicate our entire lives to serving Hashem. Chayalim, this is how we show the world. Avinu Malkeinu, Ein Lanu Melech Ela Ata. Hashem is our king, and He provides, and we don't need anyone else to rely on other than Him. Let's sing together and see which pace we'll sing with the most chayas.
Once again, if you fill out all your missions on ChabadYouth.org/raffle to do today's missions for the rally, singing the niggin, saying the Torah Psukim, Tefillah, the capital of the Rebbe, and Tzedakah, you will be entered into a special raffle for some incredible prizes, which will be posted later on. Once again, you got to do all the missions. So starting with the niggin.
And on Rosh Hashanah, we blow the shofar to crown Hashem as our king and dedicate ourselves to be Hashem's soldiers and dedicate ourselves to Hashem's mission to conquer the world for Hashem, to finally bring Mashiach, so that everyone in the world will accept Hashem as their commander-in-chief and only do what Hashem wants. Let's listen to the shofar as it's blown at a Tzivos Hashem rally. Shh. You are doing so well so far. And again, to get into today's raffle for a beautiful, beautiful album picture of the Rebbe, is 320 stickers or a special drone, and as well one of the Tzivos Hashem Sidurim. Today's raffles, to get into today's raffle, you have to go after the rally to ChabadU.org/raffle and fill out the missions. Once again, you have to do these missions, singing the Nigunim and doing the Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah. Without further ado, we'd like to invite 12 incredible bases from around the world to lead us in the 12 Pesukim, and pay attention because there's a lot of exciting information in between. We'd like to dedicate this rally, the Refuah Shalema for Elisheva Bas Miriam. They need a miraculous Refuah Shalema. Once again, everyone have in mind, Elisheva Bas Miriam shall have a complete and miraculous recovery into the schus of today's Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah. And without further ado, let's travel the world. And we start our first pasuk today with a chayil who knows a lot of Pirush HaMilas and davens with a lot of kavanah. Please welcome Captain Toby Friedman from Chay de Lubavitch of Arizona to lead us in the pasuk of Torah. Chayalim from around the world, give it all you got. The army keeps growing. Today we welcome the Chayalim from a brand new base, Chay de Lubavitch of Dallas, Texas. Please welcome Private Zalman and Second Lieutenant Nosson Kesselman to lead us in the pasuk of Shema Yisrael.
Shema!
Chayalim, as you know, there's an incredible system in place to help motivate your Nefesh HaBahamis to do missions. That's right, the mission marathon. Each week that you do at least 5 out of 7 days of mission, and you pass the 5 mission flag, you also get entered into the weekly raffle. Chayalim, during last year, we sent out 6,000 weekly prizes. And this year, there's even better prizes, and we'll be sending over 7,000 prizes. Make sure you do and mark your missions every single day. And don't forget to click the Mission Marathon box. If you won a prize last year, I want you to put up your hands. Wow, give yourselves and your fellow Chayalim a rousing round of applause. And to represent all you Chayalim, we call upon two of our weekly prize winners. Please welcome First Lieutenant Chaim Mushka and Second Lieutenant Yossi Karas to lead us in the Pasuk B'chol.
B'chol, B'chol, Dar, Dar, Vadar, Vadar, Chayav, Chayav, Adam, Adam, Lirais, Lirais, Es, Atzmai, Atzmai, Ge'ilu, Ge'ilu, Hu, Yatsa, Yatsa, Mitzrayim.
If you made it into the 60M, the 60 mission raffle last year, put up your hand. That's incredible! And to represent all you Chayalim, we call upon two winners of last year's 60M raffle, Sergeant Major Eliana and Sergeant Nayan Wasserman from Lemnar Elementary School to lead us in the Pasuk Kol. Amazing! 2 years ago, a very special Chayil who did and filled out their missions every single day won the raffle 180. Because of COVID, he wasn't able to get his prize. But this summer, he came to Kranite, and let's take a look. Come inside. Yeah, Shalom Aleichem.
Aleichem Shalom. I came to spend my $1,000, and the first 100 goes to Tzivos Hshem for Meiser.
Wow, thank you so much. That is very, very special. Yael, do you know what you're going to spend the money on?
Yes.
You're going shopping now?
Yes.
Can I come with you?
Sure.
All right, let's go. General Yael Safran from Chain Chabad of Baltimore, please lead us in the Pasuk of Ki.
Ki. Aray. Ilacha. Adavar. Me'ay. Leficha. Elavcha. Asaysay.
Amazing! Chayalim Raffle 180 starts on Chai Elul and goes till Chai Iyar. All Chayalim who do 180 days of missions and they mark their missions will get the 180M flag. And you will also participate in this incredible raffle. And let's see who the lucky winner will be this year. And now for something incredible. Over the summer, we look back to see just how much we grew. 13 years ago, you Chayalim earned 2,606 medals. This past year, you earned 70,503 medals. Over the past 13 years, since the Chayali Tzivos Hshem Brigade was established, you have earned 446,209 medals for completing over 9 million missions. And this year, we're going to be marking the special celebration when we complete and reach the 500,000 medals. I can't wait to see who that lucky Chayil will be. We have also updated the Tzivos Hshem app, so you can now see when you will be able to earn your next medal for each campaign. If you earned a medal last year, put up your hand. Wow, Chayalim! To represent all of you thousands of Chayalim that earned medals. We have with us a Chayil who's earned 102 medals. 4-star General Elchanan Karlitsky from Temche to Mimim of Ocean Parkway. He will lead us in the Pasuk V'hinei.
Don't forget to say hello.
And now, let's have a drum roll for an historical moment. The very, very first girl in the entire Chayali Tzivos Hshem Brigade to reach the rank of 5-star General.
First 5-star general in the Chayali Tzivos Hshem Brigade. Mazel Tov. Chaim Mishka. It's been 7 years doing your missions every day. You know, for all of the 5-star generals, we've done something very, very special, right? The first one went to the White House and got to meet the president. The second one got to go on a helicopter ride, and so did the third. And then the fourth got a lot of Sfarim from the Rebbe, and the fifth and the sixth got their own silver menorah. Now it's your turn. You know what you want to choose?
My dream would be to travel to Eretz Yisrael,
Yourself?
like with one of my parents.
Wow, you think big! 2 tickets to Eretz Yisrael, huh? I'll tell you what. You are the dream Chayil, 5-star general, and today we're proud to make your dream come true. And you will, in Eretz Hashem, get 2 tickets to go to Eretz Yisrael.
Thank you so much.
We really hope that in Eretz Hashem, before you go there, we'll all be there. Because what you're doing and all the other Chayalim is really bringing Mashiach. Now we get to go to the Rebbe's room. You get your own 5-star general hat, and you get to go to the Rebbe's room and report to the head general of the whole Tzivos Hashem that you've made it to be a 5-star general.
Rabbi, I've come to report that I'm being promoted to a 5-star general, the first girl ever. I want to ask the Rabbi for a bracha that I should continue to grow in Chayil al-Chayil. Shirim Alis Ala Dene Batarasali Karasi Vayanini Atane Hatia Nafshi Misfa Shakar Milashan Ermiya Mayi Tain Chal Mayi
Chayalim, please join me in welcoming, in saluting, 5-star General Chaim Mushkalapkovsky to lead us in the Pasuk Bereshis.
Bereshis Bara Elohim Eis Hashemayim Ve'eis Haaretz.
Outstanding, Chaim Mushka, and what a way to celebrate your Bas Mitzvah tomorrow. Chayalim, every child, every mitzvah, that's the goal. We started with just 45, and last year we were over 5,000 strong. There is a base that has 100% of their Chayalim registered for the Chidon. Let us welcome Captain Avram Yehuda Willem from Lubavitch Boys School of London, England, to lead us in the Pasuk B'Shinantom.
B'Shinantom! Levanecha! V'divarta! Kom! V'shivtecha! V'secha! V'lachtecha! V'derech! V'shavtecha! V'mecha!
Mazel Tov, Rabbi Hackner, for leading that incredible base. And in Mirza Hshem, all bases will follow in your footsteps with 100% registration. But Chayolim, don't stop there. We want to recruit every child. And remember, if you recruit 5 new Chayolim that have not yet joined the Chidon before, you can get all 5 amazing Chidon gifts. And let's not forget why the Chidon was established. It was made to help us understand the mitzvahs, so we can keep the Rebbe's takana of Sefer HaMitzvahs properly. And for all of you who actually learn and mark your missions for Sefer HaMitzvahs for 180 days, then by Yud Aleph Nisan we'll be drawing the raffle. The Chitas for Kids raffle, the grand raffle to make the Siyum Rambam this year in Eretz Yisrael with the Rambam. If you learn Sefer HaMitzvahs, put up your hand. Incredible! Don't forget, besides learning the Sefer HaMitzvahs, mark off your Sefer HaMitzvahs mission each day so you can get into this incredible raffle. And to represent all of you Chayalim who learn Sefer HaMitzvahs, we call upon Sergeant Major Frumet Filler and Major Chana LeCohen from Beis Chaim Mushka of Crown Heights to lead us in the Pasuk Yagaiti.
Yagaiti!
Chayalim is just days before Rosh Hashanah. And last year, because of you Chayalim, over 50,000 Yidden heard Shofar. This year again, the army will go out on Rosh Hashanah because there'll be some Yidden who can't come to shul. We're going to go to them to make sure they hear Shofar. And we call upon 2 Chayalim, Sergeant Sarala and Private Shayna Suskin from my Shliach. They won a Mitzvah Shofar last year. They'll represent all of us who won a Mitzvah Shofar last year and all of us who will go on Mitzvah Shofar this year, who have real Abbas Yisrael, and they will lead us in the Pasuk V'Yahavta.
V'Yahavta, V'Recha, Kamecha, Rabbi Akira, Amen, Le, Klal, Gadol, Batayra.
Brilliant! Chayalim on Rosh Hashanah. We spend every spare moment that we have saying Tehillim. Some of you in the past have said the entire Tehillim on Rosh Hashanah, and some even more. Today we go to a base, like many others, who are making an incredible commotion, that every spare moment of Rosh Hashanah should be used for saying Tehillim. We go to the Babbage Hebrew Academy of Margate, Florida, and we welcome Mali Frischwaker together with Shainer Schusterman to lead us in the Pasuk V'zeh. This year, every school are going to be making incredible raffles for all the Chayalim who complete their quota of Tehillim on Rosh Hashanah. Let's see how much you could say.
Excuse me, are you Jewish? Hello, my name is Sanjana Flambo. My name is Nachamedo. I live in Australia. I love the comments I am, and I shake live and I smoke meth Yidden. I love to find Yidden. Just as
This Sukkot, bring your Mivtayim to a whole new level. Conquer your city today. Terms and conditions may apply, only on condition that you use it on Mivtayim. See how many shakes you can get for your base.
Chayalim, this past year, you got over 23,000 shakes on Mifsalullah. This year when you go on Mivsayim, don't forget to get incredible footage of your Mivsayim and send us your videos. Last year, the leading base of all the bases around the world was Cheder Menachem of Los Angeles. To represent all you Chayalim who went to Mifsalullah, we call upon Second Lieutenants Meli and Muttelberger for the Pasuk of Yismach.
Okay, and now for Yehidot and Am Yisrael, remember you need to be saying it to be part of the raffle. We're going to ask a very special Chayelet, Chana Ainsworth. It is now time to mention, first of all, she just had a birthday very recently, so Mazel Tov to Chana Ainsworth. We also wanted to mention the special Tehillim campaign in honor of her Bubby and Zaidi that we launched only 1 month ago with incredible results. As most of you or all of you already know, we got over 300 submissions last month, 301 to be exact, and we got close to 21,000 minutes. That's about 14 and a half days straight of somebody saying Tehillim with almost 13,000 kapitla. I can't wait to see the results. So before we hear Chana, don't forget to go online after the rally, chabadyut.org/Tehillim, to put in how much you did for the Chodesh of Tishrei. And don't forget, if you beat your last month's score, you'll get 2 tickets into the incredible raffle. So don't forget, right after the rally, to fill out chabadyut.org/Tehillim. Without further ado, let's go to Chana and Yehidot and Am Yisrael. Say and sing along.
Yehi Ratzon Milfanecha
Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei Avoseinu.
And let's go. Now, we already did Torah, the 12 Pesukim. Let's do Tefillah and Tzedakah. Gedolah Tzedakah Shemekareves Es Hagiula. So get your gorgeous pictures either right now, Pushkas, either right now or right after the rally. And don't forget to give some tzedakah in honor of the rally, in honor of Torah, Tefillah, Tzedakah, and of course in honor of the new year. Better to give an amount of 10. I'm having only 2 fives over here. But better a 10, because that was the amount of a half a shekel to show that each yid is really connected. So Torah, tzedakah, and we're going to do tefillah, kapitel kufchaf, the Rebbe's kapitel, and have in mind the refuah shalema for everyone that needs a refuah shalema, and for all of us, for Melbourne, where we need a miracle, for the whole Australia, for the whole world, for Eretz Yisrael, and anyone else you want to personally have in mind. Of course, please have in mind Elisheva Bas Miriam for a miraculous, speedy recovery. And ask Hshem that we did what you asked. We did Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah. Now, please do what we're asking. Rebuild the Beis HaMikdash. We don't want to daven anymore from our homes, from our basements, from inside our house. We want to be out in the biggest shul ever, as we're going to discuss in a moment. But without further ado, please join me in the Rebbe's kapitel. Okay, and perfect. And now, once again, reminding, as Rabbi Shimi said, to make sure we use every moment possible on Rosh Hashanah to say Tehillim. And, of course, there are special campaigns in there's girls' schools and boys' schools, so please make sure you're saying enough Tehillim. Now, today is going to be a very amazing day. Right after the rally, of course, there'll be the school pickups. So we are going to be sending, once again, that even though you might be stuck at home, there's no way that anyone could stop us from being who we are, from being soldiers of Hshem, and from making our home a Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. So I know we traveled the world once, but please join me once again in our special travel around the world And don't forget to pick up your packages. So yours, not sukkah hop, but shul hop packages will be at school. If you're only a cheder parent, then it was already given out a cheder. If you're a school and cheder parent, the pickups are from school. If you happen to miss it, you'll be able to come tonight to 711 Meadow Street. For all those around Australia that cannot get to the actual material, it is going to be online shortly after the rally at chabadyouth.org/sukkahop. Without further ado. Welcome Chabad Youth kids and all boys and girls. We might be stuck home this Rosh Hashanah, but that won't stop us from joining the millions of Yidden crowning Hshem as King. So I want you to join us on our special shul hop as we travel the world and visiting shuls all over. Right afterwards, I will explain what's inside your spectacular shul Rosh Hashanah package. So join me.
I'm here outside the Hobart Synagogue, built in 1846. The oldest synagogue in Australia, still standing. When the first Jews came to Australia, they realized that, as we see in the Pasuk above, in any place that we come to daven, Hashem will listen to our prayers and He will bless us. Whether we are davening, wherever we daven, especially if this year where many people are davening at home, it is important to know that Hashem will hear our prayers and will bless for a year of Shana Tova U'Mesukah.
Shalom and welcome, my dear friends in Australia. We're standing in the Grand Hall Synagogue in St. Petersburg. I want to wish you a Shana Tova and remind you, I know that you're going through not such an easy time of a lockdown. This beautiful shul was open today to thousands of people who come daven. At one point, there was a time that Jews weren't allowed to come in here. So what did? They davened in their home. And you know what? They made a shul out of their own homes. So I wish you to have a Shana Tova, to make a beautiful shul out of your house, and the Eibishter will hear all our prayers. Wishing each and every one of you Shana Tova, Metuka, Spal Shoy, Spasiba, Chag Sameach.
Okay, so we're standing here in front of 770, and this is just to wish all the Yidden in Australia, Ksiva v'Chsim Ateva. I know you guys are planning on being home for Rosh Hashanah. Stakas HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You guys are going to be at home saying all the words, and we'll be over here in 770 for you, thinking about you guys, and together we're going to bring Mashiach, hopefully before then.
The children, the Jewish children of Australia. You know, obviously we love to be in shul with a minyan and what we're used to, but sometimes we're reminded by Hashem that it's the simple sound of the shofar. It's the simple voice of a child davening in your house. I know we don't want to be at home, but Hashem tells us this year, I'm going to listen to each and every one of you in your home, individually, even without the big groups and the big minyan. Hashem is going to answer each and every one of your davenings, and next year, the Ezras Hashem will be together in Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh, Tivna v'Sikayim, and the entire Jewish people together.
From the Kotel, the boys and girls, Tzivos Hshem of Melbourne, Australia. I know you are praying very strong for a good, sweet year. All your prayers are coming right through here. And I'm here to tell you that not only your prayers are coming through here, but even those thousands and tens of thousands of Jews who come here to pray, they are praying and davening for your good health. And Amir Hashem, all of you, together with all of Am Yisrael, will have a good and beautiful Shana Tova, Mesuka, Negamar, Chesima Tova, and very, very soon we'll see you all here in the Beis Hamikdash. B'meira v'yameinu, the Rebbe. Now,
Welcome back. Now you're in your home, and it's your job to make that space the most incredible shul. So let's go to our Rosh Hashanah package. What's inside? It'll actually have an instruction manual to tell you what's inside and briefly what it's all about, as well as the instructions to an incredible game we'll explain in a moment. Number one, these are a few items to do before Yom Tov. You'll start with your activity book with great games and fun activities to do. Make sure they're prepared and cut out before Yom Tov. Of course, your shul is going to need a shul sign And here's a special welcome to your shul. You can write your family name, shul of your street, because this is a special opportunity to turn each and every Jewish home into a shul. Now, again, before Yom Tov, make sure you cut your shuls out. So it's going to be stapled, separate each one, and cut it out on the line. Fold the tabs, make sure you don't cut off the tabs, so they'll be able to stand like our beautiful shuls over here. As mentioned before, Chabad Yud has prepared an incredible game based on the famous Ticket to Ride game. So here's a few items that you'll have to prepare before Yom Tov. Make sure all your game pieces are cut out, and there's going to be 2 pages, and make sure they're all cut out. Please read the instructions carefully to understand how to play. I'm sure you're going to have a blast. Once you're prepared for Yom Tov, you're ready to bring your shul to life. Each and every one of you, your siblings, get your parents involved. You'll be able to have a special job for Yom Tov, and of course you can swap over day 1, day 2, or even in the middle of davening. Each one has your individual country, and that will contain also a unique job of yours. For example, the Shliach Rabbi from New York, or the candy man all the way from Italy. Each and every one of you are going to have an individual job. Take the paper clips provided and clip that onto your shirt to make sure everyone knows what your job is. Once you've chosen your job, for example, if you're the Chazan from Morocco, it's time to set up your shul. You'll take your cutout, bring it to your space, and set up your shul. You might even want to dress up like a Moroccan. Finally, the main part, your Machzer companion. It is time to crown Hshem as king and turn to him in daven and actually make your home a mikdash mahal. Last but not least, your mission sheet. Throughout Rosh Hashanah, do all the incredible mitzvahs of Rosh Hashanah. After Rosh Hashanah, submit it online for a free slushie. Looking forward when Mashiach will come and all the shuls, including your home, will be part of the Beis HaMikdash Shlishi. May it happen now, and may we hear the biggest shofar call of all from Hashem himself. Sivach Sima Taiva, L'Shana Taiva L'Sukkah. All right, and incredible, wasn't that beautiful? We'd like to also thank a few families. Over 500 packages were packed today, so big thank you to the many. First of all, Aviva did an incredible job on the artwork, and that's the Aviva Turner and family. Thank you so much. We'd like to thank some families that were helpful and willing to help pack those packages. The Nakar family, Abanayim family, the Lowenthal family, the Leshes family, and the Lipsker kids, as well as the incredible video producer, the one and only Nechama Israel, for doing such an incredible job so quickly and so perfectly. So once again, you can pick up your packages from Yeshiva if you are a Yeshiva and Cheder family. So you can pick it up from Yeshiva right after the rally. If you're a Cheder family, you should already got it in Cheder. Otherwise, you can come to 711 Meadow Street. For all other shluchim and people around Australia and around the world, shortly after the rally, it will also be posted. You can get all the material on chabadyut.org/shulhop to get all the material and download it for yourself. Don't forget to do everything before Yom Tov. Okay, there's a last few announcements before we wrap up our rally with a special sicha and a niggin. So number one, as Rabbi Weinbaum mentioned, is going to be an incredible raffle from Chitas for kids, for those that are doing Sefer HaMitzvahs every single day, to actually go to the Rambam's Kaver for the upcoming Siyam Rambam. You can still get your own beautiful Sefer HaMitzvahs. All you have to do, it's for free, but it's not for free. It costs a lot. It costs you to commit with Achlata Bli Neder to learn Rambam every day. This includes also children around Australia. To please reach out. If you need to find out more, you can go to menachem@chabadyut.org. Please email menachem@chabadyut.org to find out how to get your very own Sefer HaMitzvahs. If you live locally, you can come to 711 Meadow Street and pick up your very own beautiful Sefer HaMitzvahs. Also, as Rabbi Weinbaum mentioned, Chidon has been launched. The Limud learning is starting already from Hey Tishrei. You can now sign up until Ches Tishrei. To do so, go onto your Tzivos Hshem app. You have to be in years 4 through to 8. Go to your Tzivos Hshem app and sign up for Chidon. You can actually purchase a book and already pick it up today at Chabad Yut. We'll mention that in a moment. And you can purchase your own special new book at chabadyut.org/Chidon. Right after the rally as well, from 3 to 5, you'll be able to pick up, just like the school pickups, you'll be able to go to Chabad Youth and pick up missing items or past prizes, or any prizes that you bought, or any prizes that you may have won, or your Chidon books or medals. You can come from 3 to 5 today at a Beckett Street. Someone will be waiting for you. And a big thank you to Chaim Amzalak for being there and organizing that. So there's also a pickup today. All right, without further ado, the most important part, hearing from our Chief General of the entire army, the Rebbe, for a special message for Rosh Hashanah, listening, paying attention as true soldiers for this special, short but beautiful Sikha and the famous Tzivos Hshem Tishrei Niggin. Please join along and making sure that you're doing the right thing to be able to tick it off on your chabadyut.org/raffle to be in the raffle for the rally.
Und das ist wie der Tag, was steht auf Tkia Schäfer. Und das ist wie eine Vielzach, aber ich habe es mit Kreinta Käse. Ich sollte dämmelt bloß mein Schäfer, als zu beweisen der Simcha, aber hat machtig gewähnt den Melech, wie der Psadi Goyne Marich Barucho, was hat see ist Echet, wenn geht zu Tkia Schäfer von Chedesh Elul, Tkia Schäfer von Heintigen Tag, was mit Echet erst geblosen, auf der Monen jederen von uns. Und du Echet alle Jiden bechol Mokim Sheheim, wo sie gefunden sind, auf den Ingen von Yiras Hashem.
Chayalim! Tishrei is the time that Chassidim from all over the world travel to the Rebbe. This year we daven and pray that Corona should end and we should all be able to be with the Rebbe in the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi.
Story old, yet so new, breaks our heart, yet so true. A story of Hasidim traveling to Lubavitch, coming to the Rebbe to be with him once a year. A month goes past, the time draws near. He must depart from what's most dear, returning to his city where Hasidim await him. Tell us, dear Chassid, what did you see? What did you hear? L'chaim, friends, with tears in his eyes, mirobin Rebbe, the Chassid replies, no matter who we are, just being there gives us strength for the coming year. But tell us what you heard, the Chassidim demand. My mind was full, my heart was clogged, I could not understand. The Maimorim were too deep, I couldn't hear a thing. This is all I can repeat. Times have passed, things have changed, but one thing still remains. the journey of Hasidim from far and from near, coming to the Rebbe to be with him once a year. A month goes past, the time draws near, he must depart from what's most dear, returning to his city where Hasidim await him. Elas dir Chosid, what did you see? What did you hear? L'chaim, friends, with tears in his eyes, Mirobin, Rebbe, just open up your eyes. No matter who we are, just being there gives us strength for the coming year. Although I did not see, although I did not hear, there is no doubt in my mind that Rebbe was there with us. He did dance, to us he did speak. This is all I can repeat. Now,
Wow. That was beautiful. Okay, and before we finish up, once again, just to summarize all the amazing pieces of information today. Number one, if you did all the Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah, and if you didn't do Tzedakah right away, please make sure to do that right after the rally. And please have in mind Elisheva Bas Miriam, so Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah, the 12 Psukim, the Kapitel, the Tzedakah, and you can get into an incredible raffle for a drone, for a beautiful set, so appropriate for Tishrei with the Rebbe, of the entire beautiful Rebbe album set of pictures, 320 pictures, and a Tzivos Hshem Siddur of your choice. Now, it is important to remember that as we accept the Eibishter as our King once again, and we commit ourselves, and we ask for the brachas for the new year, every single person should use the opportunity to make sure they write to the Rebbe today or tomorrow before Yom Tiv. You can send it in multiple ways. You can find out. We also announced today about the Sefer HaMitzvahs that we launched on Gimel Tammuz, the Sefer HaMitzvahs campaign, and of course that Yahadus is starting. The Chidon is starting very, very soon. It's time to register if you're in years 4 through 8. Now, by the way, as we're hopefully going to go to your class and explain, every single child is part of the Chidon. There are 4 different tracks you can be part of. You can be an expert. You can be on the regular track, and to know just the mitzvah itself. Every mitzvah for every child. So we'll explain more, but literally this year it's for every single child. There are multiple levels, 4 different levels you can choose from. We also spoke about the Shabbos of Varchim Tehillim, Chabadut.org/Tehillim, and we spoke about picking up your packages. Now, just a reminder, on one of the shuls it says, I think Shivisi Hashem, the Kimitzi and Teitzei Soida, Dvar Hshem. There's a Shem Hshem that was a mistake and an overlook. There's a real name of Hshem, so it's actual Shemus. You do have to be careful after Yom Tiv, to be careful and put that in Shemus. Again, one of the shuls, I believe the Morocco shul, says Kimitzi and Teitzei Soida, Udvar Hshem, and it has Yud Kei Vav Kei, so it's actually Hashem's name, and you have to be careful and make sure that goes to Shemus. Finally, you can do Tzivos Hashem pickups after the rally, but we are going to I want to just repeat a story that I love. I repeated a few times, but just for the sake, and it's so appropriate now. So we're just going to, when there was a rich man in Germany that had 5 different sons, and he promised them all lots of riches, but they have to go out and find Torah. He was a very, very strong Torah yid, and he said, I want you to travel to like the minig to be have a goyel l'makim Torah far and wide to find a path in Torah. Now, one of these sons made it actually all the way to Ukraine and to the Baal Shem Tov. And lo and behold, he got very attracted, even though it was very uncommon. He was a German Jew, more the Ashkenazi style, and they were more away, distant from Kabbalah, and he was very attracted. In fact, he actually ultimately became the son-in-law of the Baal Shem Tov. Now, and the deal was that after 5 years, they have to return to their father and show what they have learned, all their experiences, and the specialty of Torah they learned. And the Baal Shem Tov's son-in-law, it's Tammuz time. He tells the Baal Shem Tov, I made a deal with my father. I have to depart. The Baal Shem Tov said, no problem. I want you to take a shofar with you. A shofar? It's only Tammuz time. I plan to be back next month. But he knew better than to ask the Baal Shem Tov questions. His Rebbe and his father-in-law, and he takes a shofar with him. When he comes back to Germany, the father makes a massive seudah and invites the whole town, where each son was going to give a whole Dvar Torah and show the new paths of Torah he learned in the various yeshivas all over Europe. And one son gets up, and the second son gets up. And the 5th son, the one that went to Mezhebush, he's sitting and eating, and he's eating, and he's eating. And the father's getting so embarrassed, and he looks at him, he's like, no, you want to do something? Say something? And this guy's just eating away. And the 4 boys speak, and he's too busy eating. At the end of the seudah, the father comes over and says, you embarrassed me. What did you learn in 5 years? Sitting and eating? What's going on over here? He says, Oy Tom, I'm sorry, you know what? Let's do it again tomorrow. I know you're planning to do a 2-day thing. Tomorrow I'll speak a little bit. Please don't embarrass me. The next day comes, the whole town comes back. They're more than happy to get another free lunch, but more importantly, to hear these amazing insights in Torah. And the next, once again, the first son gets up, says beautiful words of Torah, and then the second son, and the third son. And meanwhile, the father's looking, and this guy's still eating. And the father's getting all nervous. He feels like maybe kicking him under the table. Hello? And finally, it's the 4th son finishes speaking, and the father looks at his son sternly, and don't get up. Finally, the 5th son stands up, and he starts saying such a Dvar Torah, and he completely refutes and slugs up all what his brothers said. They were floored. He came up with these massive chidushim and showing a much, much deeper thing, and everyone was like crazy amazed how he came up with these things. And he said, you know, I learned all these things from the Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov taught us that we get to serve Hashem in every way and any way. Not just during davening, not just during learning, but actually even when you're eating, it's Avodas Hashem. Not that you should eat Chas v'Shalom instead of learning, but even when you're eating, you could serve Hashem then. I was sitting and eating yesterday, not because I was having it's been a while since I had a good steak, Chas v'Shalom. The Baal Shem Tov taught me the special kavanas when you eat food, when you make a bracha, and everything I do. And he's taught for the first time. These people never heard of such an idea that even when you're doing gashmistic things, you can serve Hashem. Finally, everyone was really moved and really impressed, and now it's time for him to go back to the Baal Shem Tov. Now he goes back to the Baal Shem Tov, starts his travels back. He takes a boat to travel the Black Sea to get back to Russia, Ukraine. And all of a sudden, there's a massive storm. And it's getting worse and worse until the whole boat breaks up. And as you can imagine, all good stories, he lands up on some island. He wakes up maybe a day later, holding on to this piece of wood. He opens his eyes, happy to be alive. And he realizes he is stuck. He is very stuck on this island. And he has no idea what to do. And he notices when he's holding the wood, stuck in between him is his talis and in his talis bag and his shofar. He's like, now I know why the Baal Shem Tov told me to bring a shofar. Days pass, and now it's Chodesh Elul. He gets the Baal shofar. He looks around in the island. He's able to catch some fish in the sea and have from fruits of the island. And finally, a short time later, it's already Rosh Hashanah. and doesn't know what to do. He's alone, no soul, no minion, no nothing. What are you going to do? This is where Hshem wants me. He wraps himself in a talis, and he's crying, and he's dancing, he's turning to Hshem. It's a Yom Adin, it's a day of tshuva, but it's a day of close, it's a day of crowning. And he doesn't realize that there's eyes the whole time staring at him. And from a distance, behind big stones, there's these islanders, these indigenous people watching. Who's this crazy fellow? We see this crazy guy wrapped in some type of towel. First he's jumping, he's crying, then he runs to the water, he dips himself in, he comes back out, he's shaking, he blows out this horn, he stops. Who's this madman? He's going back, he's crying again, he's dancing again, he's blowing his horn again. What is going on here? Anyways, they look around, they run away, they come back with a few guards, a few of these islanders, and they grab this madman, and they bring him in front of their king. And the king was quite an educated person. He was able to speak some of the language. And he says, "What is this? We hear you. Where'd you come from, and what is going on over here? You're blowing horns, you cry, you're dancing. We have a special house for such people." So the Baal Shem Tov son-in-law smiles and he says, "Look, I happen to be what they call out there in the world a Jew." And the king says, yes, I've learned about those. So he explains that we have once a year, it's a new year, and we crown Hashem as king, and it's a day of awe, and a day of emotion, and joy that we're Hashem's people, and fear that we're Hashem, and the awe that we're his servants. And he was fascinated. And he said, "Okay, oh, that's amazing." He says, "You know what? I always heard about these incredible people. I will open up my treasure chambers if you get me 500 Jews here. I want 500 Jews to move to my island, and I'll provide them anything. I really want Jews on this island." So he looks at him seriously, he looks at the king very seriously, and he says, "My dear king, that's not the way Jewish people work. Jews don't choose where they live. Jews don't choose their situation. They only choose what they do with their situation. The choice is by Hashem. If Jews need to be here, you don't have to pay a single penny. I promise you, Jews will be dragged here even in chains. And if there's Jews that don't need to be here, there's nothing you can do about it. Every step of a Jew is directed by Hashem." This king was taken back, so impressed by these words, and said, "All right, I hear you. But you know, my dear Jew, you're in luck. Once a year, we have a boat that comes to the island to provide us all the things that we can't make on this island. And that boat's coming in about 2 days, and you'll be able to get back to Europe." Wow, what a nest. He thanks the king, he thanks the townspeople who honored him. And he goes back to Europe. He finally makes his way back to Mezhebush. When he comes to Mezhebush, he inquires, there's still no signs to make tshuvas before Yom Kippur, and he inquires, what's going on over there? How was Rosh Hashanah? I was so upset I missed it, but I kind of knew I'm going to miss it. The Baal Shem Tov told me to take a shofar. What went on there? He said, wow, it was actually a Rosh Hashanah to be remembered. In the beginning of Rosh Hashanah, the Baal Shem Tov was serious. He was crying. We were frightened. We knew there's a terrible gzeira. And no matter how much we davened, he would cry even more. It seemed that nothing could break this gzeira. Towards the end of Rosh Hashanah, the mood changed. The Baal Shem Tov became very joyous and threw a massive farbrengen. Finally, son-in-law meets his father-in-law, and he finally meets his father-in-law and his Rebbe, the Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov said, what happened? So he tells the whole story, what happened in Germany, his travels back, the island, the whole story, how he was captured, and what he told the king. And the Baal Shem Tov looked at him very seriously, and he said, how right you are. How right you were. You should know there was a gzeira of a massive pogrom. Because that island, no one was there since creation. And that island before Mashiach came needed to be elevated. And the decree was that 500 Jews would be captured in chains and sold to that island. Just as you said. But what you were able to accomplish through your immense and intense davening, you really utilized the situation and you completely completed the mission. Baruch Hashem, that's why in the beginning it was a terrible gzeira. 500 families schlepped away from other Yidden, schlepped away from their homes. 500 Jews and sold as slaves. And now you saved everyone. Because the point is the mission, and you accomplished that mission. So my dear boys and girls, we don't choose where we go. We just, as I heard a great line last night. Someone said, we're all in the same boat. And he said, no, we're not all in the same boat. We're all in the same storm. Which boat you take is your choice. Hashem puts us in special situations. He wants us to do something with it. And the quicker we finish that job, He will pull us out. And that's to say about the lockdown. That's to say about any situation Hashem places us in. And that's to say about the whole Golus. As soon as we clear that up, we'll be schlepped out. So hopefully to see you, and we will hear the Tkiyas from our actual Rebbe. Was the most amazing experience. The Rebbe would take the panim that he did not leave at the oil. We said that spoke about to write a pan, and those panim that he did not leave that read at the oil. I remember even as a little kid being so close to the Rebbe, right actually under. The Rebbe would be on this bima, and I was under. And if you listen closely, the Rebbe would throw his talis over all those panim, and you could hear a Nasi Hadoir, a leader of the Jewish people, crying for his people and begging for a new year. And you heard that. It was incredible. And then the Rebbe would take off his talis. Now there were shluchim that told the Rebbe they feel so bad they weren't able to experience Tkiyah Shofar, and they're so far from the Rebbe. And the Rebbe said, do you know who I think about first? When I am under that talis, I don't think about the ones right around my bima. I think about all those Yidden far out that are doing their special shluchasim. So that's who. So make sure we write into the Rebbe, but we ask and beg Hashem, Teka b'shofar gadol l'cheiru seinu. Blow that big blast. You only use the left horn once by Matan Torah from Yitzchak Avinu. But please remember Akedas Yitzchak. And please remember all of our Akedas. How much we sacrifice and give to Hashem. Let Him take that right horn and blow the greatest blast ever. The call that will gather all of Tzivos Hashem. From the tiniest baby to the oldest person, marching in the greatest Tzivos Hashem parade ever to the Gula Mitzvah Shlema. Forget about lockdowns, this shul, that shul, because we're going to be in the greatest shul ever, the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. And of course, as we know, all the shuls around the world will be brought, and make your home a shul. Your home will be brought too, and we'll join together in the biggest minyan ever with Mashiach Tzidkenu. Everyone have a ksiva, v'chasima toiva. And just for the grand finale,
Chayalim, this year will be Tavshin Pei Beis Tehei Shnas Palois Bakoil. This year will be a year full of wonders in everything we do. As we sing the next niggin, let's wish each other a ksiva v'chasima teva, a year full of wonders. And the ultimate wonder, the year of Mashiach now.
Okay, good Yom Tov, good year. Once again, going out to chabadu.org/raffle to fill out your missions for the raffle. And to make sure you enter the raffle, again, for Tehillim, chabadu.org/Tehillim. Sorry, for the raffle, chabadu.org/raffle. For Tehillim, chabadu.org/Tehillim. And for the package on virtually, chabadu.org/shulhap. And we'll see you with the Gula Mitzvah Shlema, Ksiva V'chasima Toiva.